Hi guys, I'm John Hansen, and I play Bottle in Game Sandwich's Zelda Pathfinder Jewel of the Indigo Isle campaign. Just to let you guys know, this next episode of our campaign is a little different. So for one, we recorded a episode uh, carrying on our adventures in the Writhing Swamp, but the recording, we lost all audio, so it's not usable. So at the end of the last session, we actually leveled up. So this session will be 100% dedicated towards leveling up our characters to level 2. We do have a recap at the beginning to get all of you caught up with what happened in the last episode. Not much really important stuff happened. There was one kind of big thing, but we will address all of that in the recap. As for our leveling up, our characters, this is our first time playing Pathfinder, so we have a lot of time here dedicated towards reworking some of them. So, for example, Gimlof, Edward, and I think Dwayne all got some stats changed on the back end just to kind of make them a little better. I've cut all of that out because it's not really that interesting and a lot of talk goes on for a long time. But this video does fully go into all of the things that our characters are getting new, if you're interested in that stuff. If not, just skip this and go on to the next episode. Yeah, if you like this kind of stuff, though, let us know in the comments, and we'll do more of these level up videos in the future when they happen. If not, we're not gonna go through the process of recording and editing all of this down. But I personally like this stuff. But yeah, hope you enjoy, and we will see you in the next session.
But today we are not going to be doing a sort of normal play session. Today we're mostly going to be doing a recap, and then we're going to be building everybody's level 2 characters, because at the end of last session, you all leveled up to level 2. That does include you, Radiant, even though you weren't there. It would be kind of mean if you didn't get the level up because
I
you
think
weren't
we
there.
should make him wait one session.
No.
No.
Right.
But yeah, let me know when you've got the recording thing ready, John.
You're good.
And I will do the recap, and then we can hop into, I guess we'll hop around to see who wants to level up first and how we can kind of walk through those characters.
I forgot that me and Dwayne died.
Yeah, that was very
Wait,
awful.
what?
No,
We're back
temporarily.
now,
We're not
dead.
actually dead.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, you missed quite a lot.
I couldn't lose my best friend.
You didn't really miss a lot, but things did get a little spicy.
My favorite session was the one where we went to the moon and we met a race of sentient giraffes. That was fun. Yeah, did you miss that one?
Hey, Mike! Spoilers for later in the campaign. Come on, man.
You gotta let him get to the recap.
All right. So, last time the party continued their trek through the writhing swamp, helping the very lost and confused Deku named Cabbage Barkley through the swamp in the search for their friend, another Deku scrub named Letus. Sorry, another Deku scrub named Letus. Unfortunately, when the party came across Letus, it turns out he had already succumbed to the mysterious disease affecting the Deku in the writhing swamp. Despite Cabbage's urgings to keep him safe, the party struck down Letus and took his friendship bracelet off of him.
Say the party. You know, come on.
The whole party is guilty.
Okay. Certain
I
members
am
of
not
the party.
personally guilty.
Certain members of the party killed Letus and took his friendship bracelet off of him. And then the party encountered atop an altar in the swamp the Ampelus, the large crab that they later discovered, whose name was Betsy. She was at risk of being sacrificed for some unknown purpose by 2 further Deku Scrub husks after the battle was taken care of and Betsy went wild and attacked the party, and in one turn knocked out both Dwayne and Agatha with like 2 punches. After the battle, the party spoke with Chime spoke with Betsy and learned that there was a chant that had been said over her while she was being sacrificed at the altar that she does not know the meaning of. That chant being, I posted it somewhere. The chant being, "Poisonous idol, grant us your sight. Free yourself from your gnarled root prison and bless us with your blight." Betsy had no idea what the meaning of this phrase was, but she was angry at the giant stump over here in the corner that this poisonous idol seems to have emerged from. And that is, I believe, where the party left off. Oh, no, that's not true. Upon Betsy's head was the sapphire scale, the keystone needed to fuse the map fragments back together. And so, when they took the sapphire scale from Betsy, the 2 halves of the map flew together, and the sapphire scale, acting as a zipper, zipped both halves together and formed the complete map, which can be seen in the important tab in Discord.
Can you
However,
put
once
it
the
up
map
on the board real quick?
Yes, I can. I can show. That's a good call. Let me pull it up again. There we go. Yeah, so after being zipped back together, the full map became visible to the party. But as soon as it was completed, the map began to disintegrate, fraying from the outside edges inwards and crumbling to dust. With a Arcana check, I think it was Chime, was able to determine that
Arcana,
the map...
okay.
Was it what check was it then? Somebody made a check that determined that the map was that you only had 48 hours before the map would disintegrate into dust completely.
I thought it was
I
I think it was
Chime.
Gimlof.
Oh, maybe.
Gimlof hit a 16
Oh,
on
okay.
Arcana check. Bottle got a 14. So.
I remember Dwayne tried to eat the map to stop it from
Yeah, I shoved it
disintegrating.
in my mouth.
I know I
Oh.
successfully identified the sapphire scale. and what it
I
does.
was the one who
That's what
figured
it
out
was.
like how long it was going to take to fully degrade. Yeah.
Right, okay. Yeah. And that is where we left off with the party.
So did we see the map long enough to know how to follow it before it disintegrated?
We still have it. It's in the process of a very slow disintegration.
Oh, okay. So if we bring it to Demarty can stop that process.
That's kind
Or
of the hope, or he can
copy it
copy
down.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Sounds good to me.
But that's for next time. Let's level up.
Level up.
Yeah, so as part of the milestone-based level up system of this campaign, now that you have restored the map, now you have all reached level 2. So we are going to be going through leveling up everybody's character today. And Aoife's also going to be helping to kind of run a little bit of a class to help everybody understand their sort of class features and like ideal builds and everything. I'm gonna let people.
Yeah, because we're not just leveling up. We're gonna do a bit of a rebuild too.
Yeah, I'm gonna let everybody kind of respec their characters at this point, kind of rework them now that we're a little bit more into it and a little bit more familiar with how the game plays. I know, for example, Mike has been struggling to hit anything with his bombs, so we're definitely going to wiggle your stats a bit, Mike, to help you land bombs better.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Okay, so Bottle, the Hylian rogue.
Look at him dash.
So yeah, you are criminal, Hylian rogue, and islander. All of those definitely make sense for the character you've described to me.
Mm-hmm.
You do have dexterity as your highest trait, which is gonna be good.
All dex. All day.
Let's see. So, yeah, your stats look like they're in order. Well then I guess we can just start leveling you up then.
Yeah, let's do it.
Right?
Yeah,
unless you want to
I'm happy with where he's at.
Unless you want to swap one of your boosts somewhere to get yourself a 3 in one of your other ones.
Nah.
Because you have a 4 and 2 2s. I guess it matters. I guess it depends how much you want to min max your how much you want to min max Bottle.
He's good the way he is. I like it.
Bottle's already min max. He's a thief, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you just need four decks and you're gold. Like it doesn't matter where your other stats go.
Okay, well then let's
thief
just work.
Thief is the subclass if you only want to care about dexterity because it just does everything for you.
Yeah, and I'm just automatically good at everything anyway, so it doesn't matter. So let's level up.
Jesus. Egotistical much.
Oh wait, we're not playing today.
Funny.
Whoops.
Okay, so at level 2 for Rogue, you get 3 things. John, you will get a new Rogue feat, a skill feat, and a skill increase. So we're going to want to take a look at those, and you're going to need to sort of pick and choose which of those you want. So let me pull up the Rogue feats. Here, let me link this in general.
Okay.
So, you've got sort of this list of feats you can pick from. So with feats like these, you don't have to pick the ones that are specifically at the level you're going to. If you want, you can kind of double back and pick a lower level feat if there's something that like you missed at an earlier level that you really like, or like there were 2 you were really choosing between and there's not really something you want at a higher level. Each of these sort of has like a summary, sometimes prerequisites. You might need to be trained in a specific skill or have a different feat beforehand.
Mm-hmm.
So these you'll probably want to look through and figure out
how many am I
which
getting?
of them
Just
sound best. Yes, you get one skill, one rogue feat.
I already know what I want. I want quick draw.
Yeah, where is that one?
It's
yeah.
Yeah, you draw your weapon and attack with the same motion. You interact to draw a weapon, then strike with that weapon. So I'm
easy peasy.
Yeah, that one's simple, and I hate using up an action just to draw out my dagger.
Have you been having to do that?
It's come up a couple times.
Oh, okay, sure.
Now
your
you
dagger,
have
though.
it.
If I may ask a question, why are you using a dagger?
Because I got daggers.
I don't know how it happened. I got it, and he's like, "Can I have that dagger?" And then
because you have a magic dagger. Right. I was going to say, because daggers aren't actually that good as far as rogue weapons go. But if it's a magic one, then I guess the extra to hit is probably doing work, so...
Yeah, it's the +1 dagger. He does also have a rapier, but there's not like... We don't have a... You guys don't have believe have access to a +1 rapier yet.
No.
You could swap the +1 over to the rapier, but I guess this is a bit of
XP.
like a flavor decision then for you, John, on what you want to do with Bottle.
Yeah, I like the... I always think of him in my mind holding 2 daggers and just like going in to I'm gonna stab him.
Oh my.
If you want 2 daggers, have you considered the 2 weapon feats?
2 weapons feats.
I don't. Do rogues get that at this level or no?
Twin Feint is a level 1 feat.
Twin feint.
Oh yeah.
Use an attack with 1 weapon to distract your foe from a second attack coming at a different angle. Wait. Make 1 strike with each of your 2 melee weapons, both against the same target. The target is automatically off guard against the second attack. Apply your multiple attack penalty to the strikes normally. What's that mean?
So this is basically, it's like, it means that when you attack, you can do 2 attacks with this action, but the second attack, they will automatically have like an AC penalty to it because they're not expecting it, almost.
Off guard means they have -2 AC, but more importantly, as a rogue, it means you apply your sneak attack damage if you hit an enemy that's off guard.
Oh, well then, yeah, that sounds good. I won't even have to always worry about making sure I have flanking. That makes more sense, I guess.
Like, just in case you wanted to do the 2 weapons thing, you could also, and this is slightly more advanced, you could take the dual weapon warrior archetype at level 2. So you could go like level 1 Twin Feint, level 2 dual weapon warrior.
I like having the nimble dodge. I don't want to give that up. I like arguing with Jared when he thinks he's hit me and I say, no, you didn't.
Let me double check what dual weapon warrior would do. Oh yeah, it gives you double slice. Okay, which would kind of fill the same space as distracting as Twin Feint anyway, but because it's like a 2 action.
I don't
do 2
see
attacks thing.
Dual weapon warrior or whatever you said.
Okay,
oh,
so
it won't
this
be in this rogue.
Yeah, this is an
It'll be in a
archetype.
separate.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's just go with Twin Feint. That does sound pretty good. That it will like give me the boost to sneak attacks.
Sure. And what you want to do in that case then is you want to attack with your rapier first and then your dagger, because your dagger's agile and will take less of a penalty for being the second attack.
Okay.
So you can have a sword and a dagger, and you can have your rapier and dagger and just go ham with the 2 of them.
Let's go.
All right, so let me get
Such
that.
a cool
Oops,
pirate.
I rolled your medicine check on accident. How the hell did I do that? Okay, so get rid of quick draw and do the, where is it? Twin Feint. All right, and then you'll also get a skill feat. So, skill feats are feats you can get based on the sort of skills you are trained in. So if you go to your proficiencies tab in your character sheet, the one that looks like the hand, you can see all of the different skills you are proficient in. Oh, maybe we should probably do the skill increase first, though. Yeah. So let's do skill increase first. We'll come back to this. So,
okay.
At level 2, you get skill increase, which means you can use, you can increase either. Let's see. Yeah, you can increase one skill. Yeah. Yeah, you can. Oh, you could also. Couldn't he also become?
Can't go to expert because you need to be 3rd level.
Oh, right. Yeah. So you can pick any one skill that you are untrained in, at this level and just go up to trained.
Hang on, I think
Um,
Rose can become an expert in things sooner. Yeah, I think actually they can become an expert at second. So
Oh, can rogues do that?
looks like
I've
it.
never played a rogue in Pathfinder, so I do not know. Oh yeah, it says rogues can do it at level 2. At second level, you can use this to either become trained into one skill or become an expert in one skill which you already trained.
Cool.
Okay.
Then yeah, I'm definitely gonna go the expert route. Sneaky or thievy? Sneaky or thievy? Let's do thievy.
You do like one thing I will say is like you do like rolling your stealth as initiative, and I think you will probably have a lot more opportunities to roll stealth as initiative versus like thievery. So
yeah, you're right. Okay, yeah, I'll become an expert in stealth.
yeah, so now you have a +10 in your so that's quite good.
Blink and you'll miss
then
me.
now we can talk about your where is it? Your feats. So you can get a skill feat, which is sort of another ability or boost or kind of thing, based on the skills you are trained and or an expert in. So if you look at this page, you can see all the different skills along the top, acrobatics, arcana, etc., etc. You can click on those to see the available skills for each of those. Make sure you are trained or expert in it. I imagine you might want to just go look at stealth because you're really good at stealth.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
You do have to be at the level, the level under prerequisite. Well, no, you have to match the level and meet the prerequisite to take it. So you'll see that there's sort of a column for level and a column for prerequisite. Make sure you meet both of those two in order to take it. But yeah, if you look through these lists, you can kind of just pick whichever option sounds good to you.
Okay, so I am thinking of just going with stealth. I'm torn between two at the moment. I've got experienced smuggler, which makes me conceal items from observers more effectively, so I could like steal that golden friendship bracelet and maybe not have you guys notice me like we did last time. Or, oops, I accidentally backed up. There we go. I was also thinking quiet allies, which only, so if we are all sneaking together, I guess only I roll, and then that's our stealth check. And
no,
hold on.
You roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier amongst you and your allies.
Never mind.
Instead of rolling separately. Now that doesn't sound as good, but it does increase your success chance dramatically compared to everyone rolling. Because if you all roll separately, then it only requires one person to screw up, and then you're all detected. Versus you're just rolling once, and can kind of.
I'm kind of thinking of this for Agath, because there's been some bad things that happened because she likes to roll ones.
Not on purpose.
You and those allies can roll a single stealth check using the lowest modifier instead of rolling separately.
Yeah, so that means basically when you all decide to sneak together, whoever is the worst at stealth will get to determine how well everyone sneaks.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like she would be dragging us down then. Okay.
In a situation like that, could we have the one with the lowest stealth stay behind and do a group roll based on the second lowest?
Yeah, so it's of the people who are sneaking. You can just have any number of them not stay behind to not sort of quote unquote drag you down.
And correct me if I'm wrong, Aoife, but you could also have the lowest person roll stealth aided by the highest person stealth. You could do an aid to help them out.
Not if that person is the one. No, because you can't aid in this situation because one player is avoiding notice, which is an action they're already doing, and everyone else is following the expert, which is an action they're doing. So there's no room for them to do aid.
Okay, never mind. That was a lie. What I said. Don't listen.
You will use the lowest modifier, but
I will have to correct the other group I have been playing with that they are doing that wrong.
You fool. Oh, I did miss one.
Yeah, it's why follow the expert as a distinct action. It's just to stop you doing other things mostly.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really follow anyone, so that one doesn't make sense.
In your position, if I may make a suggestion, I would maybe grab Terrain Stalker for Underbrush.
Let's see. Select one type of difficult terrain from the following list, blah, blah, blah. While undetected by old non-allies in that type of terrain, you can sneak without attempting a stealth check.
What it means is if when you use stealth for initiative, if you're sneaking through underbrush, you can start within 15 feet of an enemy in the underbrush. Like, guaranteed.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it basically just lets you get as close as you, like, within 15 feet of an enemy, just no matter what the so long as there's, like, bushes close enough to them, you know?
It also means as long as you move slowly enough through underbrush, nobody can detect you. You become a ninja, but only in that terrain. I know it's not making use of the fact that you just went up to expert, but it kind of is also because you did just juice your stealth score.
I think I'm going to go with experienced smuggler.
Sure.
Alrighty then. Let me get that in there for you.
That is fitting for a pirate campaign.
Yep.
I think with that is that will be bottle done. Oops, that went.
I'm the ultimate smuggler. I've taken it more than once.
Nice.
If you how did I do that?
If you with experienced smuggler, if you roll less than 10, you just use 10 as your result for.
Wait.
Yeah.
Did you already have experienced smuggler?
Did I?
Oh, you were like a criminal from your background.
Yes. Oh, hey, look. Yeah, it's yep, it's my background. Lol.
So you already had experienced smuggler.
I'm so good at my job, guys. All right.
You do it twice.
Yeah. If I roll lower than a 20, let's just make it.
Yeah,
20.
you took Underwater Marauder as your first one, I think.
Did I? Oh, okay.
Oh, was it Subtle Theft? You took one of them.
I don't remember any underwater thing.
I remember him having subtle theft. If that helps.
Oh wait, is Underwater Marauder the one you get from being an islander?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the bonus. Got it. Okay. Sorry, I dragged it in there and it moved things around. Okay, so Underwater Marauder is the bonus feed. Subtle Theft is your first one.
Oh,
so yeah, you don't have to pick experienced smuggler. You can go for something else.
Yeah, let's just take Terrain Stalker then.
Okay.
I just noticed we do a lot of wilderness stomping around, so it might be helpful to just be able to start within 15 feet of an enemy.
Underbrush.
In other words, within one stride of an enemy. So, because what sucks is if you try to use stealth for initiative and you are sneaking through underbrush and you start say 30 feet away from the enemy, but there's 15 feet of underbrush between you. That's difficult terrain, so if you wanted to jump out and spring at them, you end up having to spend 2 strides to get next to them. Meanwhile, if you have Terrain Stalker, you start at the edge of the grass, within 1 stride, guaranteed. So.
All right. Yep, that sounds good.
All right. Awesome.
So you can make a lot of use of your surprise attack feature.
And I think that wraps up Bottle, unless I'm forgetting anything.
I found a +5 dagger under that rock.
+5.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see them now, because we're going to level up, right?
Okay.
Yeah, so
All
let
right,
me set you to level 2,
Sure.
which should do all of that. And now, here in the chat, I'm putting it in Discord, are all of the Alchemist feats you have to pick from.
Okay, cool.
So you've got the you can pick from the level 1 and level 2 ones. There's not a ton of them for Alchemist, it seems like.
Yeah, only
Definitely
like
less than
3.
Rogue. So yeah, you only have
Uh.
3 level 2 ones.
Let's see, demolition charge. Well, that might be useful. Reviving mutagen. Yeah, smoke bomb. Honestly, the only level 2 one that really seems interesting to me right now is demolition charge. It might be useful, but I think maybe quick bomber is probably the way to go right now.
Yeah, I would agree looking at your options.
So I feel like part of the reason the core rulebook is so skinny on Alchemist feats for level 2 is because they 100% expect you to take either Far Lobber or Quick Bomber at level 2. Like,
Yeah.
it's practically a feat tax. It's so annoying.
Yeah.
All right. Then the next thing we've got for you, Mike, is your skill feats. So just like with John and Bottle, so the feats page is still up in there in the Discord chat. So the one above Alchemist feats. So click on that and then open up your proficiencies tab on your character sheet. You don't get to go up to expert because you're not a rogue, unfortunately. But you can take any feat that does. So you've got athletics, deception, intimidation, society, survival, arcana, crafting, diplomacy,
Skill
and
training.
medicine. What?
They don't get a skill train, do they? Get skill feat at second
They
level.
do get a. Yeah, they do get a skill feat.
Yeah, you're saying they can't go up to expert. Well, they can't because they're not getting a skill training anyway.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, you don't get one, unlike Bottle who did.
Sorry. Excuse me.
No worries. Yeah. So, from those, feel free to look through the lists of the feats on the ones you are trained in, Mike. So any of those skills I listed, you can pop back and forth between this tab and those, and just identify one that sounds good to you. Make sure that it is a level 1 or 2 feat, and that you meet the prerequisites in the prerequisites tab in the prerequisites column.
Okay, hold on. Oh, geez, there are a ton of level 1 ones.
Yeah, this is for like every skill. So, which is why I suggest you
you
look
definitely
through
want
it
to go
skill
for
by
this.
skill.
You want to choose the skills you're interested in and see what they offer you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So if you see at the top, it says, if you scroll up, you can see it's got a list that says all skills, acrobatics, arcana, athletics, so on and so forth. So go through the ones that sound like that you are trained in on your character sheet in Foundry, and see if there's any of them that kind of jump out to you as like exciting or interesting. And yeah, we can get that applied. And while you're doing that, that'll be your last thing. So while you're doing that, we can hop on to the next person. Who else wants to be put in the spotlight?
I'll do it.
Do I not
I
get
volunteer as tribute.
Oh, this is fun,
Wait,
Radiant, because we were discussing before maybe taking an archetype on your character, right?
I've never leveled up in Pathfinder before, so you're gonna have to hold my hand through this one.
Don't worry. I got you.
We got you.
We got you.
Fabulous. Wow.
You are level 2 now.
Amazing.
AC class 17.
Yep, basically everything will go up by 1.
Mm-hmm.
Times by 2. Okay, so you will, first of all, you'll get another first rank spell, right? So
Yes.
you'll get to add another first rank spell to your repertoire.
Let's take a look.
It should also say 3 out of 3 instead of 2 out of 2, right?
What?
Let me see.
Because you
Oh,
have
did
three spell slots.
Oh, I will fix that.
Sure.
There we go. 3 of 3. Stuff, correct?
Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Okay.
So where did
So
feet?
this is where we were talking a little bit about you wanted to have Squishy kind of be your little dance partner, right?
Yes.
Okay, do you remember what that one's called? Aoife.
Do you mean the what do you mean?
You brought up before a specific sort of like the
animal
specific
trainer?
archetype. Yes.
Animal trainer.
Animal trainer dedication.
Because like if you want to make Squishy into like a character that can help you out, there are like 2 ways to do it. One is as a familiar, and the other is as an animal companion. So obviously a familiar doesn't help you fight, but can help you with like other things, mostly out of combat tasks. Animal companions will fight alongside you and help you out that way.
Where am I looking at right now? I think I'm a little bit lost.
Well, we're just really
Let me
discussing
get it
like
for you.
potential options, but
Yeah, because you would be taking this because you get, what is it? What do you get this level? Yeah, you get a bard feat and a skill feat. So this is not, yeah, you wouldn't get this yet,
what, animal trainer? Yeah, you could.
right? Oh yeah, because you would be able to, yes, never mind.
You take it with a bard feat.
Yeah.
Can I see a list of bard feats and skill feats?
Yes, let me get that for you.
There's bard feats for you.
Okay.
Where?
And I'll grab the skill feats. Oh, the skill feats is still in there. It's the one above Alchemist feats in the chat.
Okay. So what level are we looking at? Level 1?
You can do
Or
level
2.
1 or level 2.
Okay.
But you will also need to meet the prerequisite if you are like of whichever one you're going for.
Right. Oh, so this is the one that automatically had the martial performance. And where does that show up on my card? Oh, Muse feat. There we go. I see it. Okay.
Yeah, under your muse under your class features.
Right. Okay, so let me take a look at. So I should choose a level 2 one.
They are more
You
powerful than level 1
can.
ones generally, but like.
Sorry,
Yeah,
say that
but
again.
if there's some. Generally, level 2 ones do end up being more powerful, but if there is something for that you really, really want from the level 1 set, you don't have to pick a level 2.
Okay.
Like, for example, when we were doing Gimlof, he picked 2 level 1 ones.
Would it make sense to do like a healing one?
Healing in what sense? Sorry.
You learn Hymn of Healing composition spell, which Imbues your music with rich melodies that help your allies recover from harm.
Hymn of Healing would be used instead of Courageous Anthem, and as a warrior bard, you probably want to have Courageous Anthem up as much as possible.
Oh, like I wouldn't be able to cast those at the same time.
Yeah, you can only have one composition spell going at once.
How do I know if it's composition or not?
It'll have the composition trait. Basically, the focus spells from Bard are all composition spells. That's their
So
like
when I'm
special
looking
type
at the
of focus
list of
spell.
feats, does it say somewhere on the list of feats if it's composition spell or not?
Sadly not. It will say in the description you learn the whatever composition spell. But they'll usually be named after like a spell sounding thing like Hymn of Healing.
Gotcha, okay.
Just
So
because
you
the spell
said,
and the feat is separate.
did you say one of these was an animal thing?
So there is one other thing you can do with your Bard feat. That is, instead of taking any of these listed, you can instead take an archetype feat. And archetypes are like multi-classing, if that makes sense. So instead of using your Bard feat on a Bard feat, you can take an archetype feat from an archetype of your choice. And archetypes, like I say, they're a little like multi-classing, but they don't just cover getting abilities from other classes. They also cover getting abilities from like things that aren't classes. For example, there is one called Animal Trainer. And the Animal Trainer archetype is about like being like a circus animal trainer. Like you train an animal to perform tricks or music or some kind of performance. And so obviously that's not like a class, right? But you could take the Animal Trainer dedication feat, which would get you into the Animal Trainer archetype. And what that would give you is a young animal companion that is trained in performance instead of whatever skill that animal companion is normally trained in. So animal companions are normally good at things like athletics and stuff. But instead of that, it would be good at singing or dancing or whatever it is you want them to be good at.
Would that help us in any way, like physically, or is this purely story fun?
It is an animal companion, so it has hit points. It has the ability to hit enemies. It has the ability to flank with you. It would be a pretty potent choice for you, I think, at this point.
All
I think
right,
Squishy would
let's do
genuinely
it.
good.
Squishy is my animal companion.
I think it would make a genuinely good thing. There's other benefits too. I have Heal Animal as a spell. If Squishy gets hurt, I can heal Squishy really efficiently.
If someone
Um,
knocks Squishy out, can you heal Squishy?
Yeah, totally. Squishy can be
Okay.
yeah. As long as Squishy isn't dead, I can heal him or them
Okay.
or whatever. What gender is Squishy?
Squishy is a he/him.
Cool. I'm like Squishy does not strike me as a gendered name, so I should probably ask.
No, it's all good. He is the boy.
The boy.
He's
Because you're a boy band,
he's
right?
the goodest of the
Yeah,
boys.
exactly.
You wouldn't be let in otherwise. Right.
Sorry, Squishy, you have to sit outside. No.
So yeah, there are some like benefits. Like I'm going to take the train animal feat, which means I'll be able to teach Squishy tricks using my downtime. So I could teach Squishy to do things like climb ladders or I don't know, help people up when they're trying to climb things, or like teach some things that an animal wouldn't normally be able to do.
And
Yeah.
what feat is that from you?
That's train animal because
Okay.
it's a nature check, so that's why it's like kind of best if I do it. Just because
Right.
I'm like cracked on nature because I'm a druid. So
Okay, so have we added the Squishy animal companion thing to my chart somewhere?
I can put it if that's what you're going for. I can give it to you
That's
right
what
now.
I'm doing. We're doing it.
All right, you have. Oh, where did it go? Animal trainer dedication.
okay, so to give you a quick outline of how archetypes work from here. So having a dedication feat, that's the first feat you have to take other feats from the archetype, right? Let me paste the archetype in the chat. So now, for your future class feat choices, instead of picking Bard feats, you can pick a feat from this archetype that's of the same level or lower. Does that make sense?
Okay. Can I still choose bard ones too, or just
You can
these?
still choose bard ones. You are both a bard and an animal trainer.
Yes. Oh, that's mine. Sorry.
This does have the prereq of being trained in nature. Is Edward trained in nature? Edward is not trained in nature, so Edward probably needs to move one of his skill trainings to nature. Yeah.
Yeah, Edward, which would, if you want to do this, you are going to need to be trained in nature instead of something else. What would you like to lose?
Where do I see the list? Proficiencies?
The hand tab, yeah.
Let's see.
You could probably afford to lose medicine, because I think we've got multiple people who are trained in medicine aside from you.
See. Realistically, in this story, am I gonna need occultism for anything?
I will say yes, but I think there are other people who have occultism covered.
Gimlof could pick it up at some point, because Gimlof's an int class, and so will be good at better at occultism than you anyway. Oh, fucking.
What is the difference
also
between occult and arcana? Anyway,
Arcana covers arcane magic, which is what like wizards learn, and it's sort of like magic that is studied, and it's like the mathematics of magic. And occultism covers occult magic, which is like what bards do, and it's more art than science. It's you know, invoking strange energies. It's calling on extra like things from space.
So I should have that as a bard then.
Yes, because you're gonna need it to learn spells in the future.
Okay, all right. Then I guess we'll move medicine to.
Like I say, I think we've got medicine covered between Chime having it and I think Agath has it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should be okay.
You could also take it out of thievery, because Bottle is going to probably have thievery super covered.
Okay, you know what? How about that? I will move thievery back to medicine.
Okay.
All right, that works.
Healing, not even once.
So, one other thing you need to do is now just do your attributes, because I was meaning to leave this till the end so that we can see what we're looking at before determining where you're putting your points, if that makes sense.
Don't I have one more feat though?
You start your skill feat as well. Quite right.
Yeah.
So
this is ones you can pick from any of the feats the skills you have trained. So acrobatics, deception, intimidation, nature, performance, society, medicine, or occultism. So on the link that Aoife just posted, you can see at the top the list of all of the potential skills. Feel free to click through those and just kind of browse until you find.
There's a lot.
Well, that's why I suggest, rather than just going through every single feat in the entire game, going to the specific sort of skill categories at the top, like clicking on the ones you're interested in and starting there rather than going through every, you know?
Okay.
And then maybe while.
Is there anything that would make my rapier stronger?
No, skill feats aren't going to do that for you. Skill feats don't improve your attacks and stuff. Their combat benefit is only for using like skill actions in combat, like grappling, tripping, disarming, etc.
Okay.
It might be good to kind of let you.
Is there anything that could make me faster? Like have like 5 more movement?
Not from skill feats. From general feats, which you'll get like at 3rd level, you could take fleet, which will give you an extra 5 feet of movement speed.
Okay, alright, I'll do that then.
Until then, unfortunately, skill feats are not going to make you faster.
Level 2, Dwayne. You have 32 health now, Dwayne.
Oh, let's go. Mama, let's get a new pair of boots.
Here's the monk feats, but remember how we were talking about archetypes?
Yes.
I think I told you about the wrestler archetype, and you seemed quite interested.
Yeah.
So, did you catch the gist of when I was talking about archetypes with Radiant?
No.
That's okay. So instead of using one of your class feats to take a monk feat, you can use it to take an archetype feat instead. It's sort of like multi-classing. So
Okay.
you know how in D&D you give up a level to gain a level in another class?
No, I never played D&D.
Right. Sorry. I'm glad you're pure. You've never been defiled by the dragon game. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. So basically, you give up one of your class feats to instead gain an archetype feat. And archetypes are all sorts of things that aren't necessarily a class, but they are like themes and ideas that you can build into your character.
Mm-hmm.
So first, I'd ask you to take a look at the monk feats available for level 2.
Okay.
Sort of go through there and see if any of those like super take your fancy. And if they don't,
Would that be under class feats instead of skill feats?
It's
Just making
it's
sure.
the
I
link
just
that
most recent
Oh,
link in the
okay.
general channel.
Oh, okay. I also had that tab
Got
open,
you.
but I wasn't sure if I was also looking up through my character sheet. Got you.
No worries,
Okay.
no worries. But if none of those appeal, we can go and grab the wrestler dedication feat, which will make you a wrestler and give
I
you.
want to do that. I'm hyperfixated. I'm dead set on that one.
Sure. Yeah. As long as you're like totally sure that's what you want to go into. Jared can sort you out with that feat, right?
Yeah, I can do that. So, I assume you want to know what wrestler does, right?
Yeah, give it to me. I read like
All right.
one sentence of it.
Here it is. So basically, off the bat, it will immediately make you an expert in athletics. So you will get an addition. So you will have plus 10
Take that,
athletics.
rogues.
Yeah, you'll have plus 10 athletics. Anytime you try and make a non-lethal, what is it? Oh yeah, for anytime you would have previously taken a minus penalty to make a lethal attack with a non-lethal weapon, you can basically just kind of make anything lethal now.
Okay.
I will say that overlaps with monk. That is something that monk already gets, but that's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm. And when other people try and grab you or swallow you whole, which is something that can happen, probably not in anytime soon.
So it's gonna happen.
But it can happen.
It can happen as early as level 1.
Yeah, you will get a bonus to just avoid those things, like being
that's
grabbed by
cool.
someone else.
Which,
or
considering
swallowed
you
whole.
already have stacked saving throws, this helps, right? It makes it even better. It makes it like basically impossible for people to grapple or swallow you whole in a lot of situations. So that's all that'll do for you now. But in future levels, you'll be able to take things like combat grab, crushing grab, elbow breaker, suplex, running tackle, submission hold.
Oh. Okay.
Aerial pile driver, spine breaker.
Oh, okay. About to break the spine of that freaking mafia kid. Whatever his name is, Don Dog. Don! I'm gonna break his spine, bro.
I don't think he got a spine.
Well, he certainly. I'll make sure he won't. Certainly won't after I'm done with him.
I'm gonna give him a spine and then I'm gonna break it.
Yeah.
I will say, I'm not sure if flying pig stance works well with wrestler.
Okay.
Like you might want to change your first level feat just because it overlaps so much with it. Because flying pig stance gives you a +2 circumstance bonus to fortitude saves, and like so does the wrestler dedication.
Gotcha.
Granted, it's more situational, but it's
No,
more
I
the
got
fact that you become slowed 1 while implying pig stance, and as a wrestler, you're going to want lots of actions to move around and grapple. And
you're just giving
suplex.
up your lesson from your sensei. Imagine.
You did have a different
I did
stance
have one.
beforehand. This was one of the ones provided by the book that you were able to just like. It was like, oh, if someone wants to, they can change into this stance at
Mhm.
this point. But yeah, we could figure out a different
Better
stance for you if
yeah.
you want to be a wrestler.
Yeah, I want to be a wrestler. That's my true calling.
Okay. So I will give you wrestler dedication. And then I will get rid of flying pig stance. And we can look at stances for you.
Oh, let's go.
Where are stances? I don't remember which one it was that you had before. Was it like gorilla stance or something? I think it was gorilla stance.
I think it was Gorilla Stance. If I remember correctly, me double checking my Pathfinder sheet thing because I think that's what it was. It's oh my gosh. Damn, did I not just? Yeah, it was that one.
Do you want that one back, or would you like a different?
Let me look at the other stances. I want
Gorilla is a good stance.
Oh, it's a good. Okay, yeah.
For what you're doing, and it's only because the attack it gives you has the grapple trait, which means it will gain item bonuses from your hand wraps later on.
Mhm.
That said, like you're probably going to be getting athletics boosting items anyway, so.
Gotcha.
Oh, you probably want reflective ripple. And
Ooh.
while in reflective ripple stance, you gain a +1 circumstance bonus to athletics checks to disarm, swim, or trip, and gain a +2
Ooh.
circumstance bonus to your reflex DC to avoid being disarmed and tripped.
Oh, that's
So,
cool.
maybe that one. That one's like water bending.
Ooh, okay. All right. Get out of here, Avatar. I'm I'm a fucking show you to water bend, baby.
Another good one is mountain stance, which lets you dump dexterity. You won't need dexterity at all if you use mountain stance.
Mhm.
You'll only need strength, which is good because strength is what athletics uses.
That's
The thing that will come down with mountain stance is you won't be able to use aerial pile driver with it because you exit the stance as soon as you aren't touching the ground, and obviously you can't perform an aerial pile driver without leaving the ground.
Gotcha.
That is a later level problem though. You could always switch it out later if that was the thing. Although mountain stance is build around, so
there's also dragon stance.
Dragon stance. Let's see. Bunching damage. You can ignore difficult terrain. Striding. Okay. Okay. I feel like the water bender, the water stance might be good. I think that one would be like a little. That would be good. I like that one. Considering my ass always tripping or something, I'm getting concussed on like a daily apparently.
yeah, avoid you getting tripped as easily. It would mean you'd have like crazy good because that will the +2 circumstance bonus to reflex DC against disarm and tripped. Like that's a separate benefit to the +2 circumstance bonus to fortitude against getting grappled. So it makes you like very resistant to people using athletic moves against you.
Yeah, try to come at me, dude. You ain't gonna be able to do it. Wow.
Yeah, it means when you're like grappling and tripping enemies, they won't be able to do the same back to you.
Ooh,
It's
hell
like the
yeah.
usual recourse you want to go for is like if they're grappling you, grappling them back is often helpful.
There's another one I'm here that gives you tiger claws.
I'm about to become a furry?
Tiger stance. You enter the stance of a tiger and can make tiger claw attacks. They deal 1d8 slashing damage, and if you crit with it, they also take persistent bleed damage, so you could cut them with your tiger claws.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I still like the reflective ripple stance.
Okay, I will
Yeah.
give that to you.
Yeah. Even the dog
Alright.
agrees with me.
Oh no, that's my dog.
Yeah, that's what I said. Your dog agrees with me.
Yo. Oh, okay. Yeah. Right. Reflective ripple. Okay, and now the last thing we have for you, I
That means
believe.
if you just got reflective ripple, you need to make a choice for your character.
Ooh. Okay.
It's a very minor choice.
Okay.
So now you do waterbending, right?
Mhm.
Is this occult or divine magic? Do you get this magic from like faith and the powers of the gods above, or do you get it through like esoteric like ritual?
Ooh, my cultist, my belief. Ooh, that's so cool. You know what? I think I'm gonna go the cult route. Let's do the cult route. I like the
Surrounded
cult
by
route. I'm a
occultists.
lost monk.
I will give it the occult feature. The occult trait. There we go.
So if you run into any cultist guys, I know them.
I don't think that's how that works, but sure.
I'm like, these are my people, and then we start combat. I'm like, guys, what's going on? I can waterbend. We're gone.
Okay, and then I think the last thing we need from you, Dwayne, then is your skill feat,
Yes.
which it's like all the others.
The other
Is
good thing
going
about
to be
reflective ripple. Sorry to interrupt, but the other thing about reflective ripple is it is very flavorful for the campaign.
Ooh.
Because obviously it's like a pirate campaign, right? You're on islands, so it's cool that you have waterbending. Anyway, sorry, go on.
Yeah, so just like everybody else, you're going to need to pick a skill feat.
Mm-hmm.
So you have a lot less choices than everybody else.
Apparently.
Because you are only trained, you have one expert and 3 trained, which is acrobatics, athletics, survival, and stealth.
Mm-hmm.
So on that, it's gotten scrolled off again. I'll grab it. On this page, you'll want to go into those 4 sections. You'll see the skills listed at the top of the page.
Okay.
So go into those 4 sections and look at the level 1 and 2 skill feats for acrobatics, athletics, survival, and stealth.
Gotcha.
And pick which, if any of them sound good, just let me know and I can give it to you for
Okay.
your last thing.
Hell yeah.
All right, so you are level 2 now, and you will get an investigator feat, a skill feat, and you do get a skill increase.
Yes,
So
investigators are sort of like rogues.
do they get the expert one though?
Yeah, they can go up to expert. There's nothing stopping you from going up to expert before 3rd, except for the fact that you don't normally get a skill increase before 3rd.
Right. Okay, so yeah, Agatha, you can pick any of the ones on your proficiencies tab, the little hand.
Okay.
You can pick something to go up
I'd
to.
probably pick society or occultism. Any votes team-wise on what would be preferred?
Society.
I think society is something that's
That's
lacked
what I was
across the
thinking,
party.
but I just wanted to check.
All right, you're now the society expert. Scary.
I'm so unfriendly, but boy, do I know what shit goes on. I know about healthcare. I know about authoritative government.
You know that we live in a society.
Yeah, I know we live in a society.
One of the uses for society is you can determine who's in charge in a settlement.
Yeah.
You can learn facts about settlement. So it's actually quite useful to be this person is who we want to go to get answers about X thing. Yeah, it's really good.
And then you get a investigator feat.
Oh, these are some of the best feats in the game.
Link, please.
Sorry, other people not playing investigator, but you don't get
Here you
investigator
go.
feats, and that's sad.
Oh fuck it.
So
Okay.
the level 1 and 2 ones are available to you.
Okay.
The only one that there is one that you need to be trained in, but I think you are trained in athletics anyways. Yeah, so
Yes, I am.
anything from 1 and 2 you have available to you. So just let me know what makes sense to you. There's one here that does feel very flavorfully correct.
Underworld Investigator. I haven't read all of
I
them.
was thinking either that or Undead Spotter. That feels very flavorfully like, oh, I know you're dead. I know you're dead, actually.
Is that you admitting that it's a useful feat in this campaign?
My lips are sealed, actually.
Wow, I think they're literally not.
Oh, actually, I already have Underworld Investigator, so that's not. Never mind.
Oh, right, yeah, you
That
do.
one. Yeah. Because Agath is not Underworld in, but Underworld adjacent, so knows too much.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Undead Spotter's just like, I don't think Undead Spotter's a particularly good feat, is the thing. Like,
Yeah, I
unless
know.
you're
Yeah.
regularly
It's
coming
funny,
across
but it's not
disguised
like.
undead.
Yeah.
It's good if you're in a campaign where you're in like to use like the official campaign setting, the Nation of Geb, which is run by undead,
Right.
where you might often be coming across people that are undead but trying to hide it, or that just where there's enough undead around you for it to become relevant. But the GM didn't say it was useless though, so that is the important.
Yeah, it's
Ooh,
up to
I
you.
kind of like shared stratagem.
Yeah, that's what someone
one's-
in my other group is running shared stratagem on their investigator, and it has come in clutch a number of times. It's very good.
Oh, you can give that to Boddle, right?
Yeah, I can give it to any ally. So especially if we're lining ourselves up and getting even bigger hits.
Mm-hmm. I mean, Boddle
Yeah.
would love shared stratagem just because it
Right.
makes a creature off guard. So
Mm-hmm.
That's
yeah,
an insta crit, not insta crit. That's an insta sneak attack for Bottle every time you give him your stratagem.
What would be useful about it for Boddle is since Boddle's using Twin Feint, the first attack of Twin Feint is not against an off guard target, it's only the second one. So Boddle would only be getting sneak attack on the second attack. If you use shared stratagem, then give Boddle off guard to the next attack he makes against that target. Then the first attack will be off guard, and then the second attack will be off guard too, just because of how Twin Feint works.
Right.
It's pretty nice. You get two double dip the sneak attack.
I'm thinking shared stratagem.
Alrighty.
And
Yes,
it
making me
even is a little.
stronger.
Do we have to agree with your crazy conspiracy theories to get this benefit?
Yes.
You withhold it if we don't.
But I also, it's just a little flavor quiet because I think in my heart of hearts, Agath is starting to warm up to everybody, so she actually wants to share things with people.
Aww.
Help people out. She got really choked up about the friendship bracelets last time, so.
Aww. And then Bottle kept.
Yeah, so now we have friendship bracelets.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
That's
you have
why I
friendship
kept them, obviously.
What are other options? It's like having extra lead, and red herrings just one of those fun ones that's like the GM has to tell you if you're barking up the wrong tree with your investigations, which I feel like Agath doesn't want.
No, exactly. Yeah, like that is good. However,
Yeah,
she kind of is following red herrings every day.
Love that for her. Like,
yeah, and then the last.
I was gonna say another one of my favorite investigator feats is That's Odd, which is just whenever you enter a new location, the GM has to tell you something that you notice that's odd.
Oh no, that's gonna make her so much worse.
Well, no, because the thing is, it has to be something where there's actually a clue, right?
Oh, okay.
But like your character might not actually the GM will tell you something that where a clue basically is, but you still have to make skill checks to be able to determine what that means. It says, for example, if you entered a study with a large bloodstain on the ground, the bloodstain is so obviously suspicious it's evident to you already, so the GM might note that there's something suspicious about the desk drawer instead. You then need to investigate the drawer further to find out what specifically is out of the ordinary. So It's a good feat. It's just that it does mean every time your party goes to a new location, you have to be like, GM, what's out of place? Tell me what's
Yeah,
weird.
I do
it's
feel
it's
like I
it's.
terrorized Jared enough about asking about at least 3
Oh
things in a
no,
row
don't
that
worry
I find
about it.
weird.
The one of my other players has me writing dreams for them every session. So this would not be nearly like that. I'm having fun with the dreams. Don't get me wrong, but it's like it is. Would be a lot more work than just telling you what's weird in a room. So
I
Yeah,
think
because
I'll
the thing
still
is, the
stick with
GM almost always knows what's odd in a location
Yeah.
because they have a book that tells them, and so they just have to pick one other thing and just not tell you why it's odd. Like, oh, if it says here like the door is trapped, you're like, the door is odd, but you don't have to say there's a trap on it necessarily.
Mhm.
Like, it's completely up to you to find that.
I think I'm still gonna stick with shared stratagem.
Yeah, stratagem's good. I like how you've weaved it into your roleplay, into your character development.
Mm-hmm.
And I do like how it makes
Alright.
Bottle even more powerful, which
Yeah.
is definitely not good for his ego, but
I also like how your upgrade has made me more powerful.
And then the last thing we need for you is just a skill feat.
Okay. Skill feat. The one I already had an eye on one, and
Oh,
happy
nice.
happy to get thoughts. I'm thinking on Eyes of the City, especially since we're going to be going to a lot of places. It helps me track down targets, so things that like people we want to find in a space, it makes it easier for us to go find them.
let me just double check what that does. You can use the diplomacy or society, whichever you're trained to track creatures in settlement.
Mhm.
If we have to keep
Mhm.
following, if we have
Oh.
like follow someone's movements through a city. GM, is that useless?
I mean, you guys already saw that it could have been useful when you were tracking
It's so useful when we were fun.
when the Frox woman got away and things
Yes.
like that. So
Or we were
But,
trying to
like-
hunt down the Yiga clan.
Yeah, because you could have been like, oh, we can track where they've
Yes.
gone
Instead
to
of
and
having
from
to
the city.
ask 5 different places and hope it goes well, and it didn't go well multiple places.
I thought it went fine.
So I get a druid feat and a skill feat. I haven't done mine, but that's fine.
Just as a follow-up, you have any other thoughts of things that you think would be of interest, Aoife? Otherwise, I'm just kind of interested in the tracking.
What did you just bump society?
I mean, another one I was also
you-
poking at was schooled in secrets, since we have for some reason some poison cults going on. That's where I noticed the signs and symbols.
Do you
of
have
these frequencies.
Streetwise yet?
I didn't know if that one would work because we're going to new places and it says a place you're already used to. It says like you're
okay.
It said it meant you frequent regularly, but we're going to new places, so we didn't, we're not gonna frequent those places regularly. I
Okay,
guess it depends
so
what Jared qualifies as frequent, regular.
so there's 2 halves to Streetwise.
Yeah,
The first half is you can use society instead of diplomacy to gather information.
yeah, I do like that bit.
That doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter if you frequent it a lot. That can be any settlement,
Okay.
right?
Oh, okay.
As long as you go to any settlement, you can use society instead of diplomacy to learn things.
Okay.
Just by kind of like knowing how different roles connect and sort of seeing the
Mhm.
connections between people rather than needing to actually ask around. You sort of go people watching, I guess. And then the second half is in any settlement you frequent regularly, you can use recall knowledge with society to know the same sorts of information that you could discover with diplomacy to gather information. So the thing is, gather information normally takes 2 hours, right?
Mhm.
So it means in any settlement you frequent regularly, you can use 1 action. So instead of 2 hours, it takes you 2 seconds to recall the same
Yeah.
knowledge. So that will be useful in Runplank. I think Runplank would count as a
Right.
place we regularly go to because like that is like the hub right now. But I think even completely ignoring
Yeah.
everything after the bit about using society instead of diplomacy to gather information, I think that's still a good feat for you.
Okay, that was on my list of ones of interest. I was just concerned about the frequent, like having to frequent a place.
Right.
hmm
So, but if that's still a good one, I'm into that one. I'm
Yeah,
in.
like I think that's still good for you because you
Yeah.
just bumped your society, right?
Yes, I'm at plus 10.
Right, so you can use that to help get us information. Say we need to find a specialist
Right.
who, say, can repair a magical map. You can
Mhm.
spend 2 hours using society to ask around and gain that
Yeah.
information and come back knowing exactly where to go. Or say we want to buy a specific magic item. It's useful for that kind of
Mhm.
thing too.
Okay.
The other thing Streetwise is good for, and the reason you might want it, is that it leads into a feat called Criminal Connections. Where whenever you spend time in an area where you have connections, typically a settlement where you've spent downtime building connections, or possibly another area in the same nation, you can attempt a society check to arrange a meeting with an important criminal.
That is
So
probably important for our situation at hand.
it could be useful.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or
Okay.
indeed just the regular connections feat, but that
Right.
uses a different skill. But yeah, so that's quite useful. Eyes of the City is still good. I just think that
Yeah. No, I get
maybe
it. No, I think if
yeah,
Streetwise
Streetwise is gonna do more for us
works
right
really
now.
well around it,
hmm
I'm good. Those were the 3 that were like on my list of interest because of the things
All
we
right,
do.
so Streetwise,
Streetwise.
Oh, if
you
you get
are
criminal connections,
Streetwise.
Oh, I'm
if you get
already
criminal
Streetwise?
connections,
No,
Or
I've just given it to
yeah.
you. I mean,
Okay.
There's another follow-up from Criminal Connections called Quick Contacts, which is like if you want to, instead of having to have gone to that settlement frequently to arrange a meeting with a criminal like mastermind from that place, you can spend
Yeah.
1 day to just build those connections.
I did read
So
on that one at the part of if you're legendary
Mhm.
in society, I
Yeah.
can just do it within an hour.
you can walk into any settlement, spend 1 hour schmoozing, and then immediately be able to organize a meeting with the mafia boss, which is
Nice.
brilliant.
Yeah. I like it.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool. I think that'll work quite well for us. Yeah.